55 degrees and raining. So perfect summer weather. I thought today would be a great day to have a cow or make a cow. My wife and I usually volunteer to help out with VBS at church. And because I have such an outgoing and bubbly personality, I typically volunteer to help with the games. Because this is Western cowboy themed, one of the games and things we wanted to do was like roping things. Now, I don't know anybody with any roping dummies. The only roping dummy I know, of course, is myself. So this is what I came up with. This is basically a sawhorse with a cow-ish shaped head. Kids can throw a rope at it. I'm assuming it'll be fun. My kids think it's fun, and my kids are going to be there, so at least a couple of kids are going to enjoy it. So if you're sitting at home and you were thinking to yourself, boy, I sure wish I had a fake cow, but those plastic cow heads that you stick on a straw bale sure are expensive. Well, just go find some scrap pieces of wood and you can build one. This here is a piece of, I don't even know what this is, like 2.5 by 3. This was just laying around the yard. So I've got one of those. That's going to be the body. 4 legs. I think I made these 26 inches long because 24 inches seemed too short. Now the top I cut at a 60-degree angle. And 60 degrees because 45 seemed too wide. Again, there's no rules for this. It's a sawhorse cow. Now, if you're sitting there and you're thinking 60-degree angle, my miter saw only goes to 45. Well, to get a 60, it's just 230 degrees. Set the saw over here to 30, cut, and then set it back to 0. Clamp this piece of wood here, use it as a guide to slide this piece of wood in, cut this piece of wood off. Now you have a 60-degree angle. 30, 30, 60. 30-degree angles here so that they'll match the legs. Little chunk off of the end of a 2x4, and this is just cut at a 45. This is a little brace for the head. The head's already put together, but this is a piece of 2x12. This was for the stairs on our deck. So I had a short piece of it. I just cut some 15-degree angles on either side. I didn't really measure this at the top and bottom. I just eyeballed it. And the horns here, this is just a piece of 2x2. Again, a piece of from the deck leftovers. These were the rails on the deck railing. And I just cut a piece that looked wide enough for the head, and I screwed it on there. So we're going to start with a couple of legs. Oh, you're also going to need some screws, obviously, or nails. You could nail this. I just measured about 6 inches back from one end to set the legs back or leave the head sticking out here. It doesn't really matter. You can set that wherever you want. Let's just get this leg lined up. Okay. And there it is. There's the first legs on there. I'm going to put one of these braces on there just to hold these legs together. Some of these screws are T25s, some of them are T20s, so I do have to keep switching bits. Kind of a pain. We're going to put a couple of screws down through the top, just straight down into the legs here. That's that. That's one pair of legs. Now we just need another pair of legs on this end. All right. There's the legs. Let's put the head on. It's just going to go right here. This little triangle piece, let me turn this around here. This is just to go here, so when kids are yanking on its head and, come on, got a rope around it or whatever, pulling on it, it doesn't fall off. So we'll just stick this on. Last thing is a tail. This little 1/4-inch rope was laying in the barn, so I cut some pieces up and braided them together. I'm just going to nail onto the end here with some wire staples. There it is, a cow. And they're pretty sturdy. And when they're done being cows, they can just be used as some really low sawhorses. Now you can make yourself some roping dummies, so you're not the only roping dummy out there. At your kids' vacation Bible school, somebody puts you in charge of entertaining children. You can do something like this. The materials for this were free because they were all laying around in scraps from other projects. I spent nothing. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you next time.